what's your weather say?
121 right now on the water drains. Density altitude 3,200, 3,300, 3,200, 3,200 on the
High.
If you're a density altitude guy.
I'm just a temperature guy.
Basically it says it's going to be really hard to hurt anything today.
Hopefully.
But all we got to do is figure out how to, you know, get it off the starting line on them radials.
Yeah.
Which they say you dead hook it and then pour the kitchen sink to it. That's what they say.
Yeah.
We don't really have a kitchen sink. We'll throw the faucet.
This is like a bathroom sink, okay?
We'll throw the bathroom sink at it. Welcome back. As some of you may know, we broke the torque converter and possibly the transmission in Jackie's Cadillac last time we took it out. We sent the converter off. Our boy Pete at Circle D is working his magic on the torque converter as we speak. You know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna let the car sit all summer? No. So we put the Rossler transmission back in the car, even though the ratios may not be perfect. We had a tighter converter that we originally installed in the car when it got finished. We put that back in the car. So it's got a tight converter and it's got possibly not the greatest ratios, but we still want to take it out. We still want to learn. We still want to try things, and we want to just have fun with this car and this combination. We decided not to go back on a slick because of the ratios in the tighter converter. So we kind of picked something in between a slick and a drag radial. We went with the Pro Bracket radial, which is, it's like a slick tire sidewall with a radial tire stiff tread. So we're gonna try that, see how it works, and just see if we can get back into a routine with the car and make passes without all the trouble we had last time. What do you think?
It seems good. Huh?
I mean, I guess I took too much out of it. I don't know. It looked like it was straight and smooth and everything was happy.
Well, let off at the 330.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just talking about the 60 foot's all I'm worried about.
Well, they're brand new tires.
Yeah, they shouldn't have went.
Oh.
You know?
Well, I mean, it shouldn't have been. I don't have a time slip, but.
Yeah, they don't have one either.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm working on that, but no, yeah, it looked great.
According to my drag, it shouldn't have been super slow because I let off at like the 330-ish, and it went like 570.
I think think you let off before the 330, but I think it went more like 550.
Well, yeah, I just go.
Yeah, the
like,
draggies. Yeah.
I go like second. You know,
No,
so
I hear you.
like,
Nice job. Sounded good. Check, check. Mic check 1, 2. I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but beep, beep. You know what I'm saying? For never having a radio on this car, you know. I mean, we had a drag radio on it when it was like stock, but not since we built it. So for that, I will say that, you know, took a shot in the dark with the 4-link and the shocks and the tune-up and everything else you can think of, tire pressure. Like we didn't know anything. So took a shot, made it real lazy. We left at, let's see, 35% on the progressive controller, so not very much. The goal has been for the last couple times out is to get that percentage up. So not put any timing in it, not put a bunch of horsepower jets and craziness and take fuel pressure out on it, not try and like make it fast every other way. We just want to get that controller up out of the way. We'd like to get it up 50, 60%, but we'll see if that's possible. That pass was 35%. It went 140 to the 60 foot, 361 to the 330. Anytime we take the car out with any changes, she only runs at half track. You know, there's no point in, if something's wrong, tearing it up, going full lick. So she runs it to half track and we check everything out real good before we make the decision to keep going or go full lick. So she let out early, still went 140, 361, and coasted through to a 566 at 105. Honestly, not too bad. I figured there was going to be tire smoke in our future, and there may still be tonight, but so far we're doing okay. This is just trying to get back to zero. This is, you take a, you know, your hunting rifle out and it falls out of the back of the truck or something and knocks the scope off of it and you got to recenter it. This is just trying to get back to there is all we're trying to do. So we're not going to do a bunch of timing stuff. We're not going to do a bunch of launch RPM stuff. I mean, I think we're only leaving at like 3,200 RPM. We usually leave at 4,600 with this car, so if that'll tell you something. We're just trying to, you know, get back on paper consistently, multiple licks without smoking the tires or having any weird converter and transmission issues. Just get back in a routine of making changes that work. So for the next pass, honestly, we're just going to work on a 60 foot here. So we're going to go from the 35%. We're going to leave everything else alone. We're just going to go up to 50%. So same ramp, same shape, same 1.1 seconds, but all in. We're just going to leave it 50% instead of 35%, and then it slowly comes in. So we're just going to do that. That's it. We're just doing that, cooling the car off, going back up there. Whoa. Whoa, why you pull right up front door parking? Look at this. There's the front door, there's she parked. Hey, not bad for you. Look like a radio person out there.
Yeah.
You look like you're a drag radio professional.
I think anyone that drives a slick is, you know. Usually it'd be moving all over the place, and I was just like,
Yeah, it looks so smooth. I was like, wow. I bet she's bored as hell of that mother. All right. That worked flawlessly. 133, 60 foot, 353 to the 330, 534 at 135.35. She made a full pass. Nice, easy, smooth pass. Probably boring to her considering how much faster she's been on a slick, which is, you got to drive it, you know? So, but it's progress. That's 2 passes already, and it may go to hell in a handbasket right now, but 2 passes consecutively made a small change and it went faster. That's where we want to be right now. We're not working on mile per hour. We're not working on horsepower. We're not trying to, you know, back split or any of the things that we would normally do whenever a combo is starting to get worked out. Right now, we're just messing with shocks and nitrous controller. We just want to get that nitrous controller percentage up high enough where it's out of the way, and then we can control it with timing for the rest of the run. We're looking to see if the converter and the transmission and everything is doing what it's supposed to, and it's happy, and converter charge pressure looks normal, and RPM looks normal, drive shafts looks normal. Like, that's what we're looking for here. And so far, everything looks really good. Slow for this car, but really good. The possibility is there. You know what I mean? That's, you know, we can always put bigger jets back in it. We can always make more horsepower. You know, horsepower is easy. The hard part is getting it to work consistently early every time. Being the fact that that's a, you know, second lick on a brand new set of sticker tires, we're in good shape. But we're still not going to make big changes here. We're not going to do what I would normally do, which is add 200 to the launch RPM and add a bunch of timing and take some fuel pressure out or put big jets in it. Like, we're not doing that. We are sticking to our guns here. We got two licks under our belt. We would really like some more. We're going to up the nitrous controller percentage again. This last pass was at 50%, getting where we want to be. We're going to go to 60%. So not changing anything else. We're just going 60%, same ramp, same everything. And hopefully that will make the change we want to see. Now, at some point, the way nitrous controllers and nitrous works is that percentage of opening and closing of the solenoid will flow more than the jets that are in it. So at some point you'll get to a percentage where you'll get to 70 or 80%, it won't make any difference anymore. And then that's when you know you're flowing what the jets will flow, even though it's pulsing the solenoid. So that's when you put bigger jets in it, you know. And we brought them just in case, but right now we're 50% to 60%, not changing anything else. See what happens. Thank you, Hillbilly.
No.
It looked like it flashed the shift, like right before the shift. My Jackie says 529. It says 131, 348, 529 at 135.7. The time slip isn't loading. Oh man, I went red. 127.9, 345.0, 525 at 135.56.
How'd you feel about that last pass, sir? Here on ESPN, the Ocho. Slow progress is what I like. I know a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want to go out there and, make one shakedown, then Casey up at the bat and swing for it. And if I had 1,000 licks on this combo, that's what we'd be doing. But we don't. We don't have not one day or test session where we went more than 3 or 4 licks without having some sort of issue. But we're getting there. We're getting better. So this last pass, just changing the nitrous controller percentage, 127 to the 60 foot, 345 to the 330, 525 at 135.6. So if you look at the last 2 passes, 135 mile an hour both times, within 0.3 of each other. So we're not adding horsepower. We're not adding time. It's only 16 degrees total. Yeah, 16 degrees total out the back for this jet. That's 5 degrees down or more in this air for this engine and this jet. So, and it's fat because of that. So there's lots of horsepower left, but 127 to the 60 foot in 3. First pass was a shakedown. She went half track. Second pass went 133. Third pass 127. And we're not changing launch RPM. We're not changing timing. We're just doing nitrous controller percentage. That's where we want to be, right there. Tranny's happy, converter's happy as they can be, being that they're not really matched for this combo. You know what I mean? It still doesn't have enough first gear ratio. It's still too tight of a converter, but they're doing the same thing every time. Converter charge pressure looks good. Everything's happy. Engine RPM's doing its thing. Everything is happy. So we're keeping the motor lower in the RPM range than what it wants to be. Other than that, everything's working together. What's crazy is without adding horsepower, it was accelerating much better just after the 60 foot jump. So just gaining that, going from 133 to 127 in the 60 foot, that gave it the acceleration, and the drive shaft was caught up to the motor so much faster that it accelerated harder through the middle. So it went 345 to the 330. And because of that, it actually made more RPM. So, and I had the shift light set really low. The shift light came on. This is the first pass of this test session. The shift light came on. Jackie said that as soon as she pulled back up to the trailer, she was like, shift light came on. Not sure if that was supposed to happen, because I had told her we're short shifting it. But even when you're short shifting something, if you have the shift set here, if the RPM is like this, it'll shift about where you tell it to. You know what I mean? If you set it at 7,500 and this is 7,600, it's going to shift there. But if it's like this, if you tell it to shift to 7,500, it's going to shift to 7,700 or 7,800, you know what I mean? Because depending on how the arc is. So just on the 60 foot acceleration alone, the motor made more RPM before the shift. It was happier. These are the things you want to see. Pan vac is killer. Motor's happy. Of course, it's a small jet. It's blah, 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 blah. But still, this is where we want to be. This was a great night of testing. Not a good night of testing. You know, this was a great night of testing. And honestly, we need more of these. This was fun. We had fun with the car. It's showing us we're making the right decisions, and it's going faster, and we're learning, and it's just it's fun. We're not pulling plugs. You know, normally we're putting big jets in it. We're pulling plugs every rip. We're pulling it back with a golf cart. No, we're driving it up. We didn't look at the plugs all night. I hate to admit this, but we didn't look at the plugs all night. We didn't take a tool to this car. All we did was I tightened up the rear extension on the shocks once after the second hit. I tightened up the rear extension, and I tightened the front compression because as it was going out the back, it was diving the front a little bit. But that was hand clicks, no tools. We didn't take any tools to this car the whole time we were here. Not checking plugs, not pulling it back. I mean, that's fun. That's where we want to be. And we got faster every rip. This is what we want to do. We want to learn how to go fast to the 60 foot with this car so that we can, because the horsepower is there. All we got to do is put jets in it or put another kit on it or what, add some timing, for God's sakes. Like one of the biggest goals we've had the last few times out was to get the nitrous controller up out of the way so it's more consistent. And we did that. The last pass was at 60%. That was our goal a month and a half ago, was to get to 60%. We started today with 35%. We made it to 60% in 3. We started today with 140 60 foot. We left at 127. 127 is still not super fast. You know what I mean? It's not even fast for this car. On slicks has been faster. And one night of testing, that's where we're getting, this is where we want to be. We're very happy with this. This is we need more days like this, so you can have fun. The driver can gain confidence in the car. I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, and I ain't gonna say nothing because she'll probably get mad, but if you notice, when's the last time you saw Jackie shoot for something on the tree? She hasn't had the confidence because for the longest time the brakes sucked, so she couldn't use the foot brake to get in the beams right, so she was always late on the tree. And then this last time the transmission wouldn't hold on the trans brake until it made RPM, so she couldn't. As a driver, those are the most frustrating things because you can't try for the tree. You can't mat it on the, you can't grab the button and mat it and then let go when you're supposed to. All those things hinder the driver's confidence, especially if you want to enter a race or something. Luckily, we don't have that pressure. We're not trying to enter a race tomorrow with this car. We're not trying to do anything. But for once, she was actually swinging for it, and she went red. And we argued about it. I told her, you guessed. She said I didn't. She slowed the video down, showed it to me. Whatever, fucking bracket racers. She can, calm herself down a little bit there. I think that her reaction times will probably be better than mine, but whatever. I'm not going to tell her that, and you ain't going to tell her either. Once the 60 foot gets down where we want it, I'd really like to see this car in the mid to high teens pretty quick. Then we can start working on the horsepower. We can put some jets in it. We can start turning up the timing. We can start trying to run it out the back and make back split and all that. And then that's when you'll see personal best after personal best, and you'll be lighting the scoreboards up every time you take it out. Once you get the 60 foot in line, the horsepower is easy. Horsepower is always the easiest part. It's, even for nitrous combos, horsepower out the back is easy. That's just credit cards and fuel and timing. But the 60 foot is chassis, converter, ratio, all the things that have been fighting us. About the time that we feel like we're, get this deal figured out, we'll have our other converter back, and we'll have some more first gear ratio, and then it will go faster, even faster. And then it will go, the numbers that people probably won't believe this car is capable of, but I do. Right now, we're just happy to be back in a position to enjoy this car, have fun, take it out, make a few licks, blah, blah, blah. Now, it went in the trailer. It's in good shape. Tires only got 3 licks on them. It's prime time for Caddy Jack right now. Thanks for sticking with us on this one. It's not easy to watch somebody struggle with a race car. Trust me, it's not easy to struggle with a race car. We're on the right track. And if you know anything about race cars or tuning or whatever, there's just something about a nitrous combination. It's the most difficult to master, but it also is the most rewarding when things go right. It's just, you know, you could take a turbo car like this thing out right here, and it could be slow to the 60 foot for what it is. I mean, that's a 2,700 pound Pro Mod, and it went 119 or 120 last time I took it to the track. You know, that thing should be a tenth faster than that. But then you just pour the turbo power out the back, and you know, you just keep adding boost, and you know, and it's always supposed to run that no matter how fast you could go. I could take that car out and run a 14 on a 28-inch tire right now, and everybody go, yeah, I mean, you're getting there. Nitrous combos are fun because no one knows what they're supposed to run. You know, you just try and see how fast you can make it run. You know, I'm sure there's guys like Kenny Hubbard or Jeff Nizer or somebody that knows what they're supposed to run, but I don't. So we're having fun. Thanks for sticking with us on this one. And if you enjoy the Nitrous content, we will keep it coming. See you later.